And as Bitcoin prices went past that 1% allocation, let's say, they'd sell it back down to 1%. But just importantly, if it dropped below 1%, they'd buy it back up. So there'd be an eternal bid forever. The volatility would drop dramatically. There'd be price appreciation in Bitcoin. It would be good for everybody involved in crypto. But we can't do it without policy.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the Daily Crypto. Today, we have Kevin O'Leary as he talks about his predictions of the cryptocurrency market for 2023. Kevin O'Leary discusses industrial innovation, the need for legislation, and the cash set to pour into digital assets. The crypto economy is now paving the way for the creation of an alternative financial and technical infrastructure that is worldwide, open source, and available to anybody with an internet connection, regardless of nationality, ethnicity, color, gender, or socioeconomic class. Mr. Wonderful was a crypto bear shark just a few years ago. Today, he has stakes in more than 32 cryptocurrencies and enterprises. He's even spreading the word about cryptocurrency in Washington and throughout the world. Kevin O'Leary talks about what really acts as an obstacle for the crypto industry to progress further and his predictions on the future of space. Do comment down below for your involvement. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button if you enjoy the content we do here on this channel. With no further ado, let's head straight at Kevin O'Leary's prediction on the cryptocurrency market.
So, you know, what I'm suggesting, and I'm just one voice, but I try and say this over and over again to policymakers, is let's pick one thing. I mean, the crypto universe is so broad, it's so huge, there's so many different things going on at the same time. Let's bring policy on one thing and get that done. And what I'd like that to be is stablecoins, because as a payment system right now, it would be very, very productive to bring forward some policy on stablecoins and let the market compete. Now, I personally prefer ones that are backed by hard assets like the US dollar, but there's many ideas out there. Some work, some don't. Obviously, what happened with Luna was a bad outcome, but that's okay. This is a nascent industry, and we're trying different ideas, but the need for an international payment system is so huge and such a huge opportunity to save costs, to provide transparency, auditability, liquidity, speed, all of those things. That's what I'm suggesting. Let's pick one thing and bring policy on stablecoins. Let's nail that, and then we'll move into Bitcoin, we'll move into blockchain, we'll move into other things, but NFTs, but let's nail one thing.
The crypto market cap plunged below $1 trillion on Monday, down from $3 trillion at its peak in November 2021, as trading platforms froze withdrawals, companies terminated employees, and terrified investors sold their assets. New regulations have the potential to safeguard long-term investors, deter fraudulent conduct in the crypto ecosystem, and give clear guidelines to enterprises looking to develop in the crypto economy. Months ago, President Biden signed a presidential order instructing the federal government to develop plans to regulate cryptocurrencies, recognizing the popularity of cryptocurrencies and their potential to destabilize traditional finance. Developed over months, the order is a financial regulator's effort to better understand the risks and opportunities of digital assets, especially in the areas of consumer protection, national security, and illegal financing. Bitcoin fell below its 2017 high over the weekend, falling as low as 17,601. However, Kevin O'Leary remained adamant about why the cryptocurrency is a good investment and asset, as it adds so much liquidity, so much productivity, and so much transparency. According to him, within the next 10 years, cryptocurrency will be the 12th sector in the S&P 500, or the Global Industry Classification Standard, GICS.
Because the largest economy on earth is financial services. I think crypto will be the 12th sector of the economy within 10 years because it adds so much liquidity, so much productivity, so much transparency, so much auditability. It's so much better than what we're doing right now, which is so expensive and so slow. If I want to transfer capital over to Zurich to buy Nestle stock in Swiss francs, it takes me days and it costs me a fortune and it's incredibly inefficient. I could do it in 2 seconds with a stable coin. And I can't yet because we don't have policy on both sides of the ocean that let me do that. But it's coming one day. And I think crypto and blockchain and the services and financial transactions, microtransactions, all of it are going to lend itself to this blockchain auditability, transparency, the ledger system. It all makes sense to me, and I think regulators are starting to figure that out. Now, as an investor, I don't know which of these chains is going to win. Is Solana going to beat Polygon? Should I be in Pollen? What about, all of the others? Ethereum, of course, the big one right now, but too slow for many financial services. What's going on with, Helium and all of these different ideas out there? So my strategy is to do the same thing I do with stocks. Get diversification. I own 32 positions, 32 chain projects, 32 different coins and tokens. I have no idea which ones will win over the next 5 years, but I don't need them all to win. I just need a few to win, and that's what diversification is all about.
Kevin O'Leary referred to the method used in this index to rank listed companies according to the Corporate Finance Institute. This method allows the S&P 500 to list companies and categorize them into sectors based on their key business activities. Current sectors include information technology, healthcare, finance, consumer discretion, telecommunication services, industry, energy, and utilities. Mr. Wonderful stressed the need of establishing a regulatory and legal framework, as well as a policy that encourages high net worth individuals to enter the market. O'Leary believes that rules will be implemented and that this will be a positive thing for the sector. Government officials and regulators are already expressing optimism.
And as Bitcoin prices went past that 1% allocation, let's say, they'd sell it back down to 1%. But just importantly, if it dropped below 1%, they'd buy it back up. So there'd be an eternal bid forever. The volatility would drop dramatically. There'd be price appreciation in Bitcoin. It would be good for everybody involved in crypto. But we can't do it without policy. And so everybody should just get off this let's be rogue, let's be crypto cowboys. Forget all that crap. It's time to get this real and get a tremendous amount of capital going into crypto because it's policy and it gets regulated and it's good for everybody.
The mainstream narrative on cryptocurrencies has often focused on the speculative and dangerous nature of this new investable asset class, its use in cybercrime and the dark web, the negative ESG consequences of mining, and in some cases, the exploitation of naive customers. However, perhaps not enough is said or written about how the crypto economy's new hotbed of global and open financial experimentation is producing tangible, programmable, and modular technologies focused on value storage, peer-to-peer micropayments, lending, market making, and price discovery.
They don't need to get it right. They just need to get it. In other words, we got to move forward on something here, and I'll tell you why. For all of the people in the crypto universe, and there are many, that don't think we need regulation, let me point something out that would get everybody on board. It's a very simple quantum mathematics, and here's how it works. The majority of invested capital on Earth is held by sovereign and pension plans, about 90+% of it. They own zero crypto, nothing. And so for all the excitement about Bitcoin, 800 billion, that is absolutely a giant nothing burger. It is totally irrelevant. It's not held by any institutions that matter. Now, I'm an indexer, and I've talked about this many times. There's many indexers in the world, but we service sovereign funds, pension plans. Let's say you're an oil-rich country in the Middle East. You're making 250 million cash a day, US dollars, in oil revenues. You don't want to reinvest in oil. You want to invest in every other sector. So they'll go to an indexer like me and say, index the S&P 500, less energy, less airlines. That's the kind of index we do. And so we see these fund flows, trillions of dollars of fund flows every year just going through the system.
Further regulation is required for broader institutional crypto adoption, since organizations would be able to get crypto exposure in the same way they would equities and bonds. Kevin O'Leary believes that stablecoin regulation is a good place to start. He emphasized how the USDC is held up despite recent crypto volatility, owing to its cash and short-term Treasury bill support. O'Leary believes that several significant financial firms will enter the market during the next decade. However, there will be hurdles. According to Kevin O'Leary, the biggest obstacle for such legislation is education.
The most misunderstood sector of the economy that's ever existed because of the complexity of how it works. Basically, policymakers do not understand it, and when you don't understand something, you tend to mistrust it. It requires education. It's taken me years and a lot of hours of reading and a tremendous amount of travel to get to the place where I'm comfortable making these investments now and understand how this works. But that's not easy to do. And the whole idea of a centralized and decentralized wallet, very many people don't understand the differences between it. And yet you need both in the crypto environment. You really want both. And one of the biggest investment theses I have about investing in WonderFi was it gave me both. There's a decentralized wallet, there's a centralized wallet. And I don't want to lose those customers. If all of a sudden you started by setting yourself up on BitBuy, which is the Canadian regulated centralized wallet, and all of a sudden you decided you want to have a decentralized wallet with your NFTs in it, I don't want to lose you as a customer. I spent hundreds of dollars acquiring you. I want to offer both with a know your customer platform that provides the compliance. And that's what they're building up there in Canada. And that software itself and all the millions of dollars of development they're doing is going to be cookie cutter for other markets, like potentially the Middle East.
Do you think cryptocurrency is going to become the 12th sector of the S&P 500? Comment down below your thoughts, and don't forget to like and subscribe. This is the Daily Crypto. We'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.